my name is MS Sufyan and you are watching Knowledge Vibe. So today I'm going to discuss about the motility of the large intestine. So let's start. So first of all, I'm going to discuss about the movement of the fecal matter into the cecum and the proximal colon. So this is the basically anatomy of the cecum. Here you can see this is the ileum and this is basically the cecum. So the fecal matters move from the ileum to the cecum. So once it starts moving into the cecum, so the fecal matter causes the distension of the cecum. So once the cecum becomes distended, it produces a reflex which is known as ileocecal sphincter reflex, which causes the contraction of the ileum. So it prevents basically the movement of the fecal matter into the ileum. So now from the cecum, the fecal matter moves to the proximal colon, that is basically the ascending colon, and then to the transverse colon. So once it starts moving to the proximal colon, it causes there is some kind of contractions which are known as the segmentation contractions, which creates segments in the large colon, and it looks like an appearance of haustas. So here I'm going to discuss about the haustas. This is the basically appearance of the hausta. This is one segment, this is another segment, and so on. So first of all, the segmentation contraction occurs when the fecal matter moves from the cecum to the proximal colon, and then from the proximal colon the mass movement occurs, which is basically the movement from the transverse colon to the sigmoid colon. It occurs 1 to 3 times per day. Okay, so once it starts, so the basically the mass movement occurs from the transverse colon to the sigmoid colon, and then from the sigmoid colon, here you can see this is the sigmoid colon. So the fecal matter from the sigmoid colon enters into the rectum. So once it is basically entered into the rectum becomes distended. So only the 25% capacity of the rectum is responsible to give us a urge to defecate in normal person. So once the fecal matter moves from the sigmoid colon into the rectum becomes distended, and it causes the basically the relaxation of the internal anal sphincter. So here I am going to discuss about the internal anal sphincter and the external anal sphincter. So here you can see this is basically the internal anal sphincter, and this is the rectum. So the fecal matter when moves from the rectum, the internal anal sphincter becomes relaxed, and it causes the movement of the fecal matter into the anus and through the anus to the outside of the body. Okay, so this basically the movement of the internal anal sphincter is involuntary. However, the movement of the external anal sphincter is voluntary. So once the internal anal sphincter relax, so when it is convenient for us, the external anal sphincter becomes relax, and with the help of the intra-abdominal pressure, which is known as basically by the Valsalva maneuver, it aids in the defecation.